Hey guys, Jack here from 9 to 5, and in this video I want to talk about the catalyst that began my entrepreneurial journey. It's not the most exciting first project that I created, but I want to share with you the backstory of what got me on this journey and how I'd recommend you get started yourself if you're just at that point of wanting to wonder if there's more out there than just the 9 to 5 world. So to set the stage, I have been in a wonderful company and I love working with this company, but there's always been a bit of friction between new ideas, implementation, and continually improving how we do our business. And it would kind of be a rinse and repeat pattern of identifying a problem within the business, myself being able to create a solution, innovative solution, and try to sell it to management, and getting it kind of turned down, rinse and repeat over and over to where my passion and my energy levels towards the job started to wane a little bit, because why invest all the additional time if you don't kind of get the return on investment, at least from a pride perspective, right? And so during one of these downtimes, I love the solution that I came up with so much that I decided, okay, if I can't teach my organization to see the value in it, I wonder if there would be some excitement and some passion within the online community that I could teach. And so where I decided to spend a little bit of my passion over the next just a couple of weeks or so was in creating my first online product. And at this point, I had no blog established. I was not creating YouTube videos. I really had no online presence to speak of. And there's probably a lot of you out there in this exact same situation as where I was just a few years ago. And so what I want to do is show you the platform that I started with, but also share with you that this is just the beginning. It's kind of the kindling that starts the fire, right? So let's go ahead and dive into it, and I'll show you the platform that I chose to go with. And so I started out my journey on the Udemy platform, and this is a real report, and I want to go ahead and disclaim this, saying this is not where I'm putting my time and my effort. Clearly I would not be showing this off if I'm trying to claim that there's a path to freedom with $453 earned on a platform. But this was kind of the beginning, right? It was the idea of putting in work once and watching it kind of grow and build residually over time. And so what I did was I had discovered a little software program that's free to use, online program. It's called Airtable, and I wanted to teach other people how to use this because it was an opportunity to solve a problem in my day job that did not get the kind of the support, or didn't kind of take off the way that it could have. And so I researched a way to just teach people things, and I found the site Udemy.com. And you can sign up for free, you can become an instructor, and you can teach anybody anything, essentially. If there's a passion that you have in your life, that whether it's software, whether it's business, whether it's a lifestyle skill, dieting, exercise, whatever, if you have a skill and if you have a passion about it, there is another person out there in the world that is also passionate about that topic. And so what I would advise you is to think if your passions are being fully realized and really appreciated in what you're doing day in and day out. And if not, if there's some hobby that you find yourself spending time on that you are pretty sure there's somebody else who would like to see that explained to them and for them to be able to gain that skill and that knowledge, look into creating a quick course on Udemy. You don't have to have the highest quality audio, the highest quality video. You don't need this production level setup here. If you have knowledge, other people would pay for that knowledge. And that's how the education system has bloomed over hundreds and hundreds of years. And that's where the online community is going in the future. It's informational products, and it's the idea of putting in a heavy amount of work up front and then having the money be residual over time. So what I want to say about this course is that I created this thing originally in, let's go back to the beginning here, December of 2016. And I put $0 into advertising, 0 time into spreading the word about this. I essentially recorded it, put it out there, shut my laptop, and went on with my life. And for me, it was a passion project to get the energy that I had around some of the frustrations I was dealing with during my day job, is to get that energy out and get it in the open and to be done with it and kind of create closure. And so as you can see, what this does is this shows my revenue report over time from when I first opened up my course in December of 2016 until the current month we're in now, which is currently the 9th of November. And what's interesting to note is that even continuing to have zero involvement in marketing or trying to sell this product, and I'll talk about that later of where I instead spent that time, even with zero time invested, you can see the overall income growing and growing over time to the point where, you know, my highest, it's still nothing really to write home about, but earning $81 of passive income, and I received the check through PayPal without any any other further interaction. But to go from zero time investment to making $50, $60, $70 extra every single month, it's a motivating feeling, guys. I'll tell you. It tells me that if there is an effort that's not being appreciated in your day job, not to let that effort die and to continue to pursue to find other unique and opportune ways of not earning a living off of this, obviously, but getting your passions out in a productive way that's helping others and helping you by providing you some money for those services. So why did I not pump a ton of money into this business, right? If it's growing, why would I not be, doing Facebook ads and running traffic and blogging and everything else? Well, I wanted to run this as an experiment, and I've considered the experiment a pass. And what the experiment sought to achieve was to determine, do I enjoy teaching people things online? And I'm a technical guy, I'm an engineer, so for me, just getting in front of a camera and speaking is not the most comfortable thing to do. And so by going through and creating this course, it told me that there's a future in this for me. Why did I not pursue this further then? Why have I not tried to maximize the reach on this course? Well, honestly, it's because it's a very niche course. It's something that I enjoy using, but it's not something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life. And so I consider this test a success, and also the idea of a marketplace, a third-party marketplace being a viable revenue stream, I also consider that to be a test. I think anybody with consistent effort, if you were to put out an online course every month or every other month on Udemy, I do believe that you would be able to replace your full-time income over the course of a year. And that is an incredible accomplishment. It still may be a route that I pursue, but for me at the time when I put this out and let it go and run and create its own legs of momentum, I then furthered my investment in other hustles. I supported my wife's blog and business from a technical perspective and from managing some of the back end and the finances, and it was a good decision to go. Is a good decision to do because that business now is able to produce pretty consistently about $30,000 additional revenue per month. This, however, I want to just play with it and put it out there. So what does this mean for you? I would ask you guys, leave in the comments below, what is the catalyst for you to watch this video? Have you gone through that experience that I went through and I shared with you earlier of having a passion that wasn't appreciated in a way that you could implement it at your day job? Or is it just something that you feel is missing in your life? I'd be curious to hear. And if you are at that point of looking into how to get started, there's really two ways that you can get started in the online business. One is kind of starting from scratch, and two is by leveraging existing marketplaces. So let's just real quickly talk about what the differences are between those. And let me go ahead and full screen myself real quick. So option one is one that you hear about a lot. It's start your blog, sign up for WordPress, sign up for your hosting package, create a theme, do everything kind of from scratch, and start posting content on a regular basis. That is a viable approach. It's a good approach, especially if you're able to consistently pump out content day in and day out. And if you can share that through social media and you are able to kind of get traction, that works. But if you are like me, where you have a corporate career or you have extremely limited time to be able to focus on these types of activities, it can be an extremely demoralizing way to start. And the reason for that is you'll be publishing content for weeks and weeks on end, potentially to nobody listening, to crickets. And that's because you haven't built up your footprint on the internet. You likely don't have your marketing channels and your methodology to get that information in front of others dialed in to where you're consistently getting that traffic day in and day out. And it can just kind of get you down because you feel like you're putting in effort and not getting anything in return. What is the other option if you don't want to go through that demoralizing experience? Well, I would challenge you to sign up for a few different services. One is an open source video platform, YouTube. Create some content on YouTube, whatever is interesting to you at the time, create content on that, because you'll be able to get found much easier and start get the feedback from YouTube channels of what they like and what they don't like, and that can help guide your direction. So that's the video platform. The written platform, I would recommend you sign up for a Medium account. You can link up with your Facebook account for free. It's an open source blog, well, not open source, but it's an open platform, blogging platform, where you can write about whatever is going on in your mind. You can try to be helpful to others. If there's a lesson you learn, you can share it with others so they can also get that in advance as well. Benefit of that is there's millions and millions of people that are reading, well, millions and millions of page views that are viewed on Medium every month, and yours is more likely to be found. That also breaks down the process and makes it extremely simple, so that if all you have is a couple hours a week, you can publish a post every week and start to kind of get that habit forming to go into it. So there's a third way, and that's the way that I took here, which is really just create a product in an open marketplace that you can eventually sell. And so, like I said, there was no marketing effort behind my Airtable course. There was limited time, and basically I created an outline over the course of a couple of days. I recorded videos over the course of about a week or so in my evening times. And then I did some video editing and created it on the platform, and it was selling immediately after that. So the benefit of this is you don't have to do any marketing. You don't need to write content that will never be monetized or really useful to somebody. And it's a relatively small investment if you enjoy the process. And that's kind of the final key I will leave you with, is no matter which direction you go, what platform you choose to go with, you need to find something that even if people aren't listening or people aren't grappling onto your ideas, you still win through the enjoyment you get doing the activity. You don't want this to become torture, because people, in most cases, you're watching this because you want to find something that you enjoy more, you're paid better for, and you're given a better life by pursuing it. And if you don't enjoy what you're doing online, you should just stick with your career, not even try to do a side hustle. Now, I'm glad you're here. We should all be trying to go out on our own and kind of leverage the amazing world we live in today. But if the enjoyment's not there, it might not be the platform for you. So, to recap, figure out what your catalyst is, kind of understand what it is you're trying to escape from, that feeling of frustration, the feeling of not being appreciated with your own time, talents, and energy. Understand what the platform and the strategy is that you want to go forward with, and understand that you can do what I did and do a one-off project and let it ride and then move on to the next thing. You don't need to be committed to a single idea, a single niche, a single platform. You can bounce around. You can have kind of the appetizer of a little bit of this, a little bit of that when you're first starting out. Eventually you will want to double down and kind of dive into a platform and go deep, not necessarily as broad. But in the beginning, the whole thing is about consistency and building that habit. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Go ahead and leave in the comment below what you think about this, and subscribe it. If you enjoyed what I'm producing here and providing for you, give me a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.